Good morning, Dana. How are you?
Good morning, Wendy. I'm really good. Thank you so much.
Nice to see the nice background you have there. You're on location.
On location today. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's so
Came in
nice.
came in yesterday to put in docks, make sure there were no trees down on the property, and put the boats in. Heading back later tonight or first thing tomorrow. So
Nice, nice. I know
yeah,
we're supposed to not do that kind of stuff, but I mean, camps to me, they make doesn't make sense to me for people not to go to their camps a little bit. It's just, and this,
very, very hard for my husband not to have a fire. So we were out on the
yeah,
boat. I just posted a sunset picture. So we were out of the boat. We have a um, gas fireplace or gas little, the little flame things.
yeah,
So just sat around that and just relaxed, and no mosquitoes yet, no black flies. Really nice.
that's a nice thing. Give it a week
Yeah.
if the weather stays nice.
Yes, yes, yes. So you have this new snack thing.
Yeah, I've been in my Transform Your Health with Wendy group. I've been doing kind of weekly themes and different things. Last week we looked at it just got out of my head. What did we look at last week?
Oh, you did the pantry clean out.
Oh, the pantry clean out. Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
That's that menopause brain.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I did the pantry clean out. Just 1 second here. There we go. Now you can see me. Hello. I did the pantry clean out and it was amazing. We had a lot of really good response and people were just, really enthusiastic about getting in there and cleaning out their cupboards a little bit. I mean, it is spring after all, and we sometimes lose that momentum because of all the craziness of what's been going on lately. So I thought I'd continue that momentum, and actually these are what I like to call like baby steps towards like the big picture. We do little when we're trying to get healthy, we really have to, it's not just jump in, get it all done and everything else. It has to be baby steps, and something like cleaning up the food that doesn't really serve us anymore out of the cupboards and buying new things. And then this week we're looking at cravings. And, cravings are kind of one of those things that everybody's had. We all have been there at one point or another, simply through maybe being pregnant or just, through different ways. And what we're learning and what we learned yesterday is that there's a couple of different reasons for our cravings. And one of them is like emotions, which is one of those big things right now, because a lot of us are so under stressed or overstressed, overwhelmed, not being able to handle things too well. And then another one is just simply through a nutrient deficiency. Something in our system is kind of pushing us towards, that food. And the other one is emotions. So this is, hormones. Hormones and emotions they're kind of like, they kind of float in and out of one another because our hormones could change us and change our mood and everything else too. And you know a lot about that with your hormone detox that you do, and you talk about hormones all the time. You know how the fluctuations can be, and then those crazy cravings come as a result. And I mean, I'm sure every woman has gone through that monthly hormonal flux that, really pushes us towards some foods that are not always that good for us.
Oh, absolutely. On the 5-day hormone detox, we actually have quite a few snacks because it's important. If you're going to be hungry, you want to maintain that metabolism momentum and be able to provide some great snacks. So yeah, and easy
Yeah.
ones, right? Easy and healthy.
Oh, well, no, most definitely. And that's one of the tricks or the little hacks that is really important too, is not really, taking the snack away from you or, forcing yourself to try to avoid it, but, going towards a healthier version of that snack. So a lot of times say something just along the lines of chocolate, going
Yeah.
towards a 70% chocolate or organic chocolate, something that's really, really healthy for you. And a lot of people are like, oh my God, no, I can't have that. But it's okay to have it, and to understand and have that relationship with the food or the craving that you have, not diving into a bag of chips, but maybe getting something else that might be sweet and, or not sweet, but crunchy and salty,
Mhm.
as opposed to, just a bag of chips or whatever. So, it's always finding those alternatives, which is, uh, it takes a little bit of thinking, and you have to actually just stop and be mindful about it too, because if you just mindlessly grab for whatever you first see, it makes it that's where you get into that problem of eating too much, and taking in all these bad things, and then feeling guilty, and then that stress of feeling guilty snowballs, and you just continuously have that cycle of overeating. Yeah. So I know
And
in your program you said you have lots of different snacks that you have in
yeah,
that.
well,
Like, do you have an
yeah,
example
so
off
it's
the
just
top of your
matter of
head?
having some, for us, because we talk about thyroid just as much, um, having nori strips or having some roasted chickpeas, and there's recipes for those, having some, you know, hummus or perhaps some tahini, things like that are easy, sunflower seeds that are different types of seeds that are really nutritious as well. Almonds.
Oh, Dana, I think I'm losing you, honey.
Okay, let me see.
There you are. You're frozen, but I can hear you now. So, anyways, oh, there you are.
I'm at, I had to go plug in, and
Oh, okay.
go grab things inside the cottage to keep myself juiced up here. If I can find it again, I may lose.
That's okay. Yeah, so actually, I just wanted to mention to a lot of people that are watching us, or maybe in the replay, because we had to record this one earlier today, is the fact that, in this time right now that we are so extremely stressed, one of the big things that we have to watch for with our eating is the simple fact that when we're stressed, our cortisol levels go up, and the insulin as well can go up at that same time. And that's when we get a lot of our cravings for this comfort food. And comfort food comes from a place in our soul, or our spirit, our entity, that stems back to when we are children, because one of the first things that we know as a child or as a human being is being comforted and being fed. It's that interconnection between food and feeling right away. A child is not happy, it cries, we comfort it with food, it feels better, it feels loved, it feels comforted on many, many different levels, it feels safe. And we really relate food a lot with our emotions. And right now, with the overwhelm and the stress and everything else that seems to be going on with a lot of people, we are reaching for comfort foods like more and more and more. And and it's just coming to that realization, and perhaps maybe the underlying root cause, and stepping back from the food and saying, okay, well, what am I really hungry for at this point too? So anxiety triggers cortisol levels, all these different things that can be very hard. And then we get to the end of May, or June, depending upon how much longer this is going to last, and we're going to be 10-15 pounds heavier without even realizing it, just because of the simple stress eating that we've been going through. And it just makes it so hard right now. So this is why I really wanted to just bring some awareness to a lot of the people in my group, and people that want to join the group, and just everybody in general, because this is a time that we really have to be very vigilant about what we're taking in. and looking towards alternatives. I know some of the snacks, I've been posting a lot of snack recipes in the group, and actually this morning I did a nice post on uh, roasted chickpeas, like you were just mentioning, that you have in your book too. And then, I mean, another snack that I like to have, right, and I specifically went out and bought it, was some almond butter with apples. This is one of my most favorite snacks that I like to have. But it's, it's a nice, you're getting those nice healthy fats, you're getting a nice fruit in there, the sweetness of the fruit and everything else. But I mean, you can really, switch it up and just be a little bit creative. And then, if people really have a hard time figuring out what it is that you want to take in, looking, and reaching out to either one of us to figure out what it is that we can take in. Are you there, honey?
I'm here. You can see me? Yeah.
Yeah.
I really enjoy, this time I picked up some sunflower butter.
Nice.
Yes, it has some really nice nutty flavor to it. So I had that with some apple the other day, and actually a little bit on my sour bread for toast. So it was, it has such a unique flavor to it. I know that the almond butter is delicious. So I think even if you just want to be able to try the different types of butters that are out there, just go to the bulk barn. They have different size containers. And so it's just nice to have a nice variety of fresh butters that are available. So
yeah, I know. I mean, because pastries unfortunately tend to be one of those big things that people crave a lot too. So going towards like a whole grain or sprouted grain toast, or a gluten-free toast, or even a sourdough, because I don't know if you've mentioned it, but you probably have, but sourdough happens to be one of those things that's very gentle on people that have gluten intolerances, and it doesn't seem to trigger them quite as often. And so something like that, with maybe even just like half an avocado with a little bit of raw honey on it for people that are craving something sweet, but you're getting those really good fats, which really fill you up too. So you have to be careful with the amount that you take in, mind you, but it's always a really nice treat. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I find I do crave avocado a lot, whether I'm just not getting enough proper fats and stuff, but just nice slices of avocado with salt and pepper.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And I mean, and that's one of the degrees of cravings too. I mean, maybe it is something that you're deficient in too, or it could be just that comforting feeling of fullness in your tummy too. It could be a lot of different things. And then when you figure out where it is, you can really navigate through that craving quite a bit better, I think, anyways. What do you substitute for drinks? Like, I know you have, I know you were showing me yesterday, you had a low-cal substitute or cooler or something like that. What do you, or even just go straight to water, or what do you do?
Do you mean as in alcohol, or do you mean?
Yeah, I mean, either or.
So I know that I in the past have liked, because I don't have it here. I was meant to, but we actually weren't staying as long as I had thought. So like apple cider vinegar with soda.
Nice.
In the past, I really like having that kombucha to have that sparkle. Having a soda stream really helps. So if you're trying to not drink, you still want to have that refreshing bubble or fizz to things, the soda streams are fantastic. And then you can get some mayo, or not that I'm a big advocate of them because it's just all chemical flavor, but if you need to have that flavor, then you can have a variety of those drops available. They're all 0 calorie anyways. Not that I concern myself with calories, but I still don't like all that sucralose kind of flavorings. And then, have lemons and limes and just bring them with you, and grapefruit, and be able to juice, or even have your doTERRA essential oils and just drop that in there as well to entice you to drink more water or more soda. Now, if you're doing and you want to have a low alcohol, especially if you're going to be at camp or the cottage, or once we get back together and we're all celebrating, the neutrals, the white claw drinks. There are quite a few that are all low cal, and even for wine, there are low cal, low carb, low sugar wines and drinks already prepared that are so readily available, and there's such a good variety. So there's no sense in one, if you cannot not drink, like myself, it's just part of my makeup. I'll have a drink once or on the weekends, but and you don't want to lug around a bar, so you just make sure that you have those cocktails in a can ready, but that you also have cans of soda, cans of the bubbly, cans of sparkling water, or have Perrier or San Pellegrino. There's so many options out there that are going to help you combat and maintain weight and help with those cravings as well. And the thing I find as well, you need to be prepared when, especially when it's going to come to entertaining on the summer, when we have people over or you don't have people over, when you're on the patio and you still have those before dinner snacks or after dinner snacks or late night snacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Popcorn with nutritional yeast, using having charcuterie boards ready, right? Having all that great stuff that's available, some low nitrate. I mean, Schneider's has all of that low nitrate or no nitrate meats, or you can go to Torini's and have some local meats that you can have or not, but you can still have your vegetables cut up. Be prepared.
Yes.
Have your guacamole ready. Have your hummus ready. Different flavor, roasted red pepper hummuses. Just be prepared. If you're thinking that it's going to be nice out and you want to be on the patio and you don't want to open up that bag of chips, have that stuff ready, right?
Yeah.
Have the different types of cheeses. And if you're really adventurous, next week, or actually we're heading home early, so I'll probably do it this week, make cheese. It's not as difficult.
Yes, you've been talking about that. Yeah, looking forward to
I've been researching recipes, so it's just a matter of having that whole milk, right? We don't have unpasteurized, but having a whole milk, so you can grab some organic, you can grab goat, you can grab whatever types of milk that you would like to use, and then you're just using white vinegar to cause it to curdle, and then it collects and you massage it into a ball, so you have fresh mozzarellas.
That sounds
right?
so simple.
It does sound simple. I think it's too simple, but we're going to try it anyways. And the thing I find, even in the I think that the thing that I find too at camp, or if you're out, you have everyone has a cast iron stove and they want to be out in the barbecue, and that is this, and I'll have to look for it and send it to you. A great campfire brie that you can use with the fresh cheeses, or you use with the soft cheese, or perhaps a goat cheese. So you have the brie, you have fresh basil, you have cherry tomatoes cut, you put them all together, and then you drizzle it with the balsamic demi-glaze.
Yeah.
And you just serve that. I have a great sourdough starter cracker recipe that is fabulous.
Oh, you should try that. I was actually just thinking about crackers too, because that's another thing that's quite readily available is all these rice crackers and
but everyone has a sourdough starter they're trying to use up, or the starter the discard, and you've got rye flours, or you have almond flours, or you have all sorts of different types of flours, and just experiment with them. If it's drier the better, right? But these are really great things that you can do when you're trying to figure out some fancy snacks and be healthy. So not that eating a whole bunch of cheese is healthy, but it's better than a bag of chips.
Oh, most definitely. And and I mean, not everybody is dairy free these days. And from more times than not, if you are dairy free, you still are going to be taking in cheese. And goat cheese actually is, and goat milk is so much easier to digest anyways at this point. So people that, go towards that is always a nice alternative. But people take lactate just so they can have cheese. So it's it's a personal choice, obviously. But
nice.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's been nice. It's been a you know, I always think of it that way. Even by the end of the day, I find, I don't know about you, but because we've been so enthusiastic about making meals and having fun, there's been a few days where you're just not hungry for food. Like it's
No.
just like, do I have to cook again? And having these things prepared or having these things ready in the cheese drawer is always a great alternative. Having a nice vegetable trays and fruit trays, and getting that ready. And I think that the thing is that as much of a pain in the butt that it is, you need to prepare the fruits and vegetables. I find that if I have everything in the fridge, my kids and James will not cut up anything if it's not already done. They won't even eat the frickin' vegetables
Yeah.
unless it's cut. Like, what the hell? They know how. They know how to use a knife. Like, what? So.
No, totally. Yeah, totally understand that too. And it's too bad that we didn't have somebody that could cut that stuff up for us too. But I mean, unless you want to spend a ton of money, it can be done. But
yeah,
it's,
you can. It does cost a lot of money, and I don't
yeah.
find it to be just as fresh. So, you know,
No,
everyone has
no.
alternatives to these things. So
Yeah, and it makes all the difference because I know if I'm working all day too, I don't want to just stop at 4 o'clock and go, oh, now I've got another 3 hours, if not 4 hours of prepping, preparing, eating, which only takes a small part of that time, and then cleaning up afterwards. And this is
yeah,
not
that
what I look forward to. So you look for something quick. You want something like right then and there. And you know, I'm guilty of it. I've done it myself several times. And a lot of times my husband will come home from work, Ghislaine will come home from the mines, and he'll have his last snack at 3 and not be hungry. I'm like, yeah, I don't have to cook. But then at 7-ish, he's like, you know, what's there to eat? I'm like, what? I offered supper earlier. And that's when he gets into the snacks. But it would be so handy at that point to have that charcuterie board, like you said, have these. And he loves that, cheeses and salamis and all these different meats and crackers and vegetables. Just, yeah, it'd be take an hour and just prep it, and then you're good for a few days anyways, for sure. Good tips, good tips. So it's going to rain there?
It looks like it's going to rain today.
Yeah. I think so too here. So I just, you know, inviting everybody to come over to our my Transform Your Health with Wendy group to check out the craving situation. We are, like I said, diving in all week and to look at different aspects of cravings. Lots and lots of recipes being offered all throughout the week. Well, last week we've got tons. I've got it in the unit section in the side, and people are starting to tell me that I should put a cookbook together. So I don't know, it might be something I look into in the future. But
Yeah.
So
yeah, and then I've got the 5-day hormone detox.
Yes.
I'm running this week and I'm running next week. There's just so much information. There's so much good food, and so great as we are just entering into that sort of really good spring phase. If it would just warm up, we'd feel like it. Do some food demos over on my Divine Wellness page, and then get digging in deep in with the Living with Intention transformation. So
yes, lots going on. So I'll put all the links.
Yeah, I'll send you the links for the crackers and campfire brie, and you have yourself a great day today. Okay.
I will, and you too. Drive safe and have lots of fun. Sure.
Oh yeah, yep. it's a little chilly. I'll have to go get more coffee, of course, and get raking and get moving. So.
All right. Take care, love.
All right. Take care.
Bye.